Guys, welcome back to the Hustle Russell Experience. I'm here today with my guest, Pavlina. Pavlina Osta, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing unbelievable. I've had 14 Red Bulls and 2 cups of coffee, and I couldn't feel any better, more excited to talk to you on this wonderful June afternoon.
I love that. You seem so hyped. Like, let's go.
Great energy, great enthusiasm. I am, in fact, hyped. Pavlina, tell us about your background. What do you do for a living, and how have you been hustling during these quarantine times?
Oh, absolutely. So I work in radio and TV, and I got started at a very early age. When I was 11, I started in radio, kind of built my way up. It's very not an easy industry to kind of like build your way through. But I produce national radio shows, and I go on to different talk shows and I talk about millennials and Gen Zs, and there's a lot more.
Age 11, guys. You started hustling at an age when most people are trying to figure out how to kick a freaking soccer ball.
Yeah, exactly. So what were you?
How do you do that? What other advice do you have for people that, don't get me wrong, age 11, I was running my fourth lemonade stand. I was making residual income from previous lemonade stands that I had built up and then sold. What kind of advice do you have for 11-year-olds who may be sitting around playing video games, waiting for the world to come to them?
Absolutely. And I feel like that's what a lot of younger generations kind of think is they'll just, be superstar on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is that they want. But it takes a lot of work. That's the first thing. And second of all, my biggest thing is that you're never too young. Like whatever it is that you want to do, you're not too young to get started.
You're never too young.
Yeah.
What if you literally are too young?
Well, then I don't know. I don't think you can be too young. Like unless you're like 5 years old and you want to, well, I mean, you can talk probably. So I don't see.
An 11-year-old shows up to Hustle Russell Enterprises, walks in, says, "Hey, I want a job." My response, "Hey, can you make me money?" They can't make me money. What kind of attitude are they supposed to have? How much of a go-getter? What should they be doing to prove that they're not too young?
They work for free and they learn the industry. They, you sweep the floors, get you coffee.
Correct.
That's all they have to do.
Now we're getting somewhere. Guys,
So,
this is why I have been judged previously for having 11-year-olds working for me for free, sweeping the floors and getting me coffee. That is not fair to judge me on that.
if the kid is interested in whatever industry it is and they want to learn about it, that's the best way to learn about it. It's just to be in the space, you know what I mean? To be in that atmosphere.
Let's kind of figure out about this radio stuff. I want to get people better educated about radio, because I think a lot of people, if they're on TikTok, maybe they've never heard of it. What makes a great radio show?
So a great radio show, there's a couple things. You need to have.
So I would like to say, the reason I'm going to interrupt is because I have something to say. And I think that what makes a great radio show for me is, one, how fast people are speaking. Two, how many times they use buzzwords. Okay, ROI, pipeline, KPI, CAC, lead gen, follow-up, ecosystem. Okay, the number of times you mention how many hours you work. That, to me, makes a great radio show. Disagree, please say why.
That's hilarious. Okay, if you talk too fast, you're probably just, a top 40 DJ, which is totally fine, but love that. I actually get criticized because I talk too fast most of the time, so I always try to slow myself down for people. But what makes a real great radio show is your information, your content. If you're fun, if you're funny, that always helps. Great storytelling. You want to get to the point pretty quick because you have to be able to wrap up for a break. It's really great to have callers. If you can engage with your audience and your audience, that's like the number one thing, you're going to be very good. Like easy, hands down.
Listen to what people are saying. Unless what they're saying hurts your feelings in any way, then you should just keep doing what you're doing and not listen to them, correct?
I mean, yeah, like if someone hurts your feelings, I interviewed Vince Carter, and he always said that with like a bully, you just turn the other cheek. You just kind of like look away and just move on. Just keep doing your thing. But yeah, that's I would ignore them. I don't see where they're
adding much value. Did you just make that up? Turn the other cheek. That's interesting.
No, Vince Carter made that up. I didn't make that up.
Vince Carter made it up. Turn the other cheek.
Yes.
Got it. Turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Sounds awfully familiar. I guess Vince Carter. Geez, that must have gone far
Maybe
and wide.
He got it from somewhere. I have no idea.
No, I think he made it up.
Kind of like the perception of success is definitely a little off, I think, just because, you see everyone's success on Instagram or on social media somehow, and you're like, oh, well, I want to get to that level. Well, what you're not seeing is all of the hard work and all of the background, emails and LinkedIn messages and like the little things that they're doing. You're not seeing any of that. You're seeing all of the highlights, all of like the successes.
I understand that you have a book coming out.
Yes. So I wrote a book and it's coming out in July. So it's called 20 Things Every Motivated 20 Something Should Know. And I talk about everything from it's never too young to get started in whatever it is that you want to do. I talk about failure, like the fear of failure, overcoming obstacles. And then I incorporate over a bunch of my interviews that I did when I had my radio show. With all the different celebrities. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good book, I think.
20 things every motivated 20 something should know.
Yes, I know. It's like a long title, but it sums it up.
It sums it up.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people I want to give it to. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
People are not motivated, and it's a problem.
It is a problem. I love ambitious people, and they're like really hard to find. It's kind of amazing.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about optioning your book for a TikTok video when it gets to that place?
Should I do what for TikTok?
Do you think maybe your book one day will be made into a TikTok?
I hope it would be. That'd be fun.
How do you motivate people? That's the question, right? How do you motivate people?
I think motivation has to kind of come from within. Like, yes, you can, there's the Tony Robbins, the Les Browns, the Gary V's of the world that can motivate someone. But I think that is like a secondary step, right? Like you have to have that initial, you have drive, you have motivation, like you want to be better than where you currently are.
I found that sometimes other goals are byproducts of having a really strong motivation. So for example, if you make one thing your aim, money, let's say money is my aim, as many millions of dollars as I could possibly get, then the result of that, if I just aim right at that goal, I'll get all the other stuff thrown in. I'll get, family or kids or, happiness or emotional memories or like the meaning of life. All that stuff will get thrown in if you just aim for money.
Well, yes, maybe. I think it depends on like the person, because sometimes if you're like too focused on it, then you lose a lot of different things. I will bury myself in my work, and then I realize when my plate is just like overfull and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna burn out. And I'm like, okay, I need to take a mental day, like a mental health.
Yeah. No, mental health days.
Mental health is everything, kids. Okay.
Mental health,
everything.
Yeah, no, I actually think it's a myth. So
you think mental health is a myth?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I think it's a myth. And I guess I should tell you now, some people are allergic to dogs. Some people are allergic to cats. I am allergic to the sentence work-life balance.
Interesting. Then how are you functioning? How are you feeling?
I wake up and I work.
Uh-huh. And that's it. But do you have friends or like family?
I have employees.
Okay.
I have employees and customers. My friends pay me to be my friends, and so they become customers through that relationship, through that monetary exchange of value. I get what you're saying. If you just aim for money, everything else gets thrown in. All the other stuff of life will find its way in if you just make monetary achievement your ultimate ambition. So you seem to have a pulse on the entertainment kind of influencer world. Important question. Do you believe that people need to have done the thing that they're going to teach? Or can they just teach it if they kind of suspect they have a really good idea how it's done?
I think it's best to do it. Like I said earlier, I produce a national radio show, and something that's really important in radio is you need to know every aspect of radio. If you've never done it, you don't really know what's going through their heads. You don't really know what like they're experiencing right now, the struggles they're going to be having, the obstacles, maybe, you don't really know what's going on. I think you do have to do it in order to teach it.
Controversial opinion from you there in the realm of YouTube advisors and kind of inspirational personalities, but it's fair. You have to do it if you want to teach it. So I, for example, shouldn't hold my 5th seminar on investing in real estate during an economic downturn if I haven't actually done that.
But have you invested? Like, do you know all about investing?
I know I know I know the basics. I've done some,
Oh my gosh.
some
I see,
Google.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like you got to do it. You have to lose some money, or you have to, you know what I mean, in order to get other people
All
to
right.
advise people the best, because you've done
Can't,
it
let me just make a note about cancel real estate. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm not loving all of it. A lot of it is going to cause me to have to issue immediate refunds. If you're going to get on camera, you're going to talk about stuff, you have to have some experience in the field. You got to put in those high reps if you want to build those triceps. And
exactly.
in your case, the world of journalism, you got to pack some dynamite if you want to roll like Walter Cronkite. So
That's beautiful. Yes.
thank you. I quite agree. Get your kind of thoughts on the state of journalism in America today, because it's a hot subject. You've got a lot of competing voices. Some people don't trust, some people don't trust the internet. Some people don't trust mainstream media. Some people don't trust CNN. I have several pending lawsuits against them, to be frank. But you let me hear your thoughts.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think as a Walter Cronkite fan, I big fan. I like non-biased journalism. I don't really want your opinion in there, to be quite honest. And if I'm giving someone my opinion, I'll let it be known. I'll be like, in my opinion, this, this is what I'm thinking. If I'm giving someone like facts, like I'm not going to be incorporating my opinion in there. So I'm not exactly in love with everything that's going on in the news media. However, that's what works right now. Before, I think in previous generations, it worked a certain way. In our current generation, we sort of want to hear what we believe. You know what I mean? Like, well, I have these kind of beliefs and I want you to agree with me.
That's the world we're in.
Yeah, that's the world we're in.
Do I love interest rates? No. Do I have to pay them back eventually? So
Yeah.
you're just saying you have to fight in the jungle you're thrown into.
I just think that you should watch all different kinds of news outlets so you get a well-rounded, you get the whole situation, right? You're kind of like, okay, this is what they're saying, this is what they're saying, this is what they're saying, right? And then think for yourself, and you can kind of come up with what's going on, and then do some deeper digging if you think you need to or whatever. But as long as you're coming up with your own opinions, you're not just like blindly following one source, I think you're fine.
Hey, 10 questions, hustle Russell, straight from the gut. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
What's the most number of people you've kept on hold at the same time?
I don't think I've ever kept anyone on hold.
Gonna need you to work on those stats. Gonna need to come back with 3 to 4. You want to put someone on hold, new call, hold, new call. You have to be busy. You want to be busy so people know you matter, so you can sleep at night. Pavlina, what time do you get out of bed?
4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Guys, hustle, score, going up. What do you do? This is off book, off questions. What are you doing at 4:30?
I drink my morning coffee. I read one of my like motivational-ish kind of books. I work out, and I start preparing emails. I usually don't send the emails. Sometimes I'll start sending emails around 6, but I usually draft them.
What's the single biggest obstacle to growth for most influencers today?
Authentic content. I think a lot of people just kind of throw things out there, and it's just like, well, you should probably be yourself.
Your weakness, Pavlina, empathy or compassion?
Oh my gosh. A bigger weakness, empathy or compassion? I don't know how I feel about that question.
Are you challenging the premise of the question? That's fine. It'll be reflected in your hustle score.
Aren't compassion, empathy kind of like similar? You know?
Okay, so you have like 3 problems. It seems like you have 3 problems with that question.
Yeah.
I'll just minus that many hustle points. No problem. Have you ever fired a family member? And if so, how did they take it?
No, because I'm the only one in my family that works in media or my like realm. So
You should try it. Even if you hire a cousin just to let her go in like a week, it's exhilarating. Very, very interesting. Last section of the show. You are a journalist. I am a sort of inspirational figure. So this is the section where I give the guest the chance to ask me anything.
Oh, interesting. Okay. What are your goals in 10 years?
Tremendous question. I would like to personally own everything that Mark Cuban owns right now, bring it all to a massive kind of enclosed area where they're like a landfill or something, set it all on fire and make him watch. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Things every 20-something should know.
Motivated 20-something should know.
Every motivated 20-something, not just any 20-something year old. You have to be a motivated 20-something year old. Guys, hot subject. I have a lot to say about it. I may be Pavlina's co-author by the time this is over. I don't know yet. So
Maybe the next
we'll
book.
keep you posted on that collaboration. Guys, Pavlina Osta, host, personality, entrepreneur. Check her out. I have been Hustle Russell. That's Russell, 2 L's, 1 life.